All right, back here, the financial enabler, and I wanted to give you the 2026 defensive money playbook. There's a lot of talk on market volatility. I'm not going to sit here and tell anything that is regarding politics, but there's some complicated situations happening in the world that cause these issues. So the economy changed the rules, and most people have not changed their game. People are just playing it. They're just going about it, and that causes a lot of issues. And if you are just still managing your money on a purely offensive approach, odds are that you could end up in massive pitfalls. Okay. And the reality is I spent years in the military learning how to operate in hostile environments, how to overcome problems, how to deal with literally bombs. So what is happening in the economy is no different than conflict. It's no different than having to go solve a problem that could cost your life. If you don't put yourself and your family in a strong financial position, it could cause a lot of issues. So for those of you, again, we're just getting back to this. I was a Marine for 20 years. My job was explosive disposal with some majority of my time in special operations. And again, everything revolves around proper planning, solving problems, and leading people to success, right? One of our greatest attributes in our job was simply bringing people home back and not having to encounter problems. We purposely avoided problems. So I have seen what works and what does not. Today, I'm giving you this playbook. The other thing is that I have history with financial advisors, life insurance salesmen, mortgage lenders, CPAs, tax planners, estate planners. I've been through the whole gambit, and I know what right and wrong looks like, and I'm here to support you with that. So I'm going to give you the first thing. The first thing that you guys can do is take an unorthodox budgeting approach. So budgeting is for spending, but I want you to think unorthodoxly and take an unorthodox approach to overcoming that. So inflation is stubborn. The old budget is not cutting anymore. The spreadsheets are not enough. So the first things are things like how much you spend on food, your household goods, your utilities, right? These are not coming down anytime fast. Sometime, maybe this is the time to cut back on things that you don't need, like Netflix, right? So that you really got to get aggressive with it. So the first thing is take a no spend month, right? Take a no spend month, pat your financial, your high yield savings, your savings account, and set yourself up for success. It's going to put your entire future in a brighter situation because you're going to be able to overcome that and start stacking on cash. Right now, Warren Buffett is doing that. That's what I'm doing. So subscription splitting, you got to audit your subscriptions, share the cost without sacrificing lifestyle. Maybe there's somebody that you can share the cost with. I know that there's limitations with how they do it, but really consider that. And if you have access to those really fancy credit cards, do that. And then negotiate your existing debt. Most people don't know you can call your credit card company and ask them to lower the rates. It all starts with just a phone call. Be like, hey, this is my situation. I want to lower it. Or see if there's a different plan that could work so that you can pay less. But obviously, you still want to talk your interest rate. So budgeting is not about deprivation. It's about control. When you control the outflow, the spending, you free up capital for all your next moves. It allows you to maneuver. The second thing, the energy cost strategy. So here's the problem. Utility bills are one of the fastest growing household expenses. And most people have no idea. So it's not just use, it's the infrastructure, the surcharges, the peak demand times. And with summer coming, this is about to spike. Stickler with AC at my house, I keep it relatively low and I avoid fluctuations so that we could set ourselves up. I also try to open up windows. Again, these are some sacrifices. I know it's inconvenient. It's not supposed to be easy, right? So this is a winnable fight if you know how to play it. So this is what you can do. Again, what is driving your actual credit card and gas bill is not just the use, it's your habits. What lights are on, what AC is on. This is the time to get picky with it, right? Time of use plans, see if they offer that. Make the plans before summer hits. Kind of like if you go buy those plastic strips and you protect yourself in the winter so there's not leaking, it's the same thing. Think about how you can set yourself up. Most people pay whatever the bill says. Smart people understand the bill and change their behavior before the bill changes on them. And it's bound to go up. The cost of energy is going up drastically. Okay. And the next thing is the locked in housing effect. The housing market feels broken, and it is, right? But not for the reason people start thinking. So millions of homeowners are locked in at a 3% mortgage from 2020 to 2021. Today's rates make moving financially painful. And some people are trying to upgrade their families. They have kids now. They're looking for places to go, and that's causing a lot of issues. So this has created, right, tough prices. There's inventory disparities throughout the market, right? And the only reasons people are selling right now is divorce, death, displacement, or a job change, right? If you fall into one of those situations, you got to be aware. It's like, is it worth it? Can you negotiate? Can you come up with a plan for you to stay in that house? Because if you leave your 3% house to get into a 7% house, 6% house, it's going to be tough. So if you're renting and you're wanting for prices to drop, understand why they're not dropping, right? There's a lot of things in the market that is causing issues. And if you're trying to buy, this is not the time to rush. Find yourself a good realtor that understands the market, not just do it on AI. And lastly, make sure that you have a mortgage lender. If you guys are looking for some exceptional mortgage lenders that can help you give some resources and maybe cut some costs, I know some excellent people throughout the United States. This is both for personal homes and for people looking into investment. Understanding why the market is stuck is more valuable than chasing it, right? Stop chasing the market. Knowledge is the edge. Most people don't have it. Most people are just buying houses willy-nilly. I see it all the time. And then wealth protection. This is the big one. Everything said the market is going up and let it grow. Just sit there. Now, people are not playing with volatility. They don't understand volatility. It's easy to make a lot of money when it's in a bull market, right? Well, in the military, we never went on office without securing the base first. In finances, it works the same way. You got to have your seatbelts, your protection. So first thing is the high yield savings. Simple, liquid, safe. Your emergency fund, short-term cash should be earning something. I even connect my bills directly to it so it starts growing. This is not a long-term wealth strategy, but it's a foundational layer that every household needs. It can, in a way, arbitrage against your interest rates. And the second thing is life insurance is a wealth vehicle. It's not just a death benefit. It's a living benefit. I've heard of people that, have cancer or they can't go to work due to a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, or not being able to feed themselves and things like that. And the partner quits. And now where's the income coming from? How are they living? So make sure you put yourself in a position that if you end up there, you have access to money. Do not depend on a GoFundMe. And the cash value builds at a tax advantage. This time it's not going to go down. It may not grow a lot. I did see an account that did 40% from April to April. And it allows you to grow some of your money, not pay taxes, and it's protected. This is way more flexible than bonds, than T-bills in many ways, and definitely more flexible than a Roth, right? This is why most financial professionals, right, do not lead with it, which is unfortunate. They don't lead with it because they don't understand it. They don't understand it, and understanding it is important. If you have one, probably is not set up right. And if you want a connection to an expert, make sure you reach out. I have some great resources for that. So protection is not the opposite of growth. It is what makes the sustainable growth. And I want you guys to have sustainable growth so that you can build this and understand that the economy is complicated, whether it's shifting, there's volatility with the president, there's volatility with the wars, taxes are bound to go up eventually, high inflation, high cost. And I want to make sure that people are in a more stable future so that they can experience freedom, security, and peace. So again, this is what Financial Enablers here. Follow for more content like this. Share this with somebody who needs a plan right now. And drop a comment on the biggest money challenge you have in 2026. Let's do it. Glad that you guys are here.